move on to our next speaker, next presenter, Matshepo Molotsi. She's with us in the building. Please, can you come on stage, my sister, as we welcome you on stage. The founder of KebaaSkin Organics, a creative visionary and entrepreneur by passion, a self-taught makeup artist and graphic designer, beauty and style enthusiastic, and content creator. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's show some love for Matshepo Molotsi as she comes on stage. Just help me, my sister. Here's your mic. Let's make sure that it's on. All right. All right, so this part of our conversation is just having a sit down, getting to know who Matshepo is, where she started from. Matshepo, first of all, you look incredible.
Thank you.
You look amazing. Come on. So for those who don't know you, Matshepo Kemang Otswakai, and why business?
Okay, thank you so much for the question. Dumelang, lekai, keteng. Matshepo ke ngwanyana wa Motswana. Matshepo Molotsi. I am 29 years old. I am an architect by profession. I am a self-taught makeup artist, graphic designer, beauty enthusiast, business mentor, spiritual healer, and an entrepreneur by passion. I am the founder of KebaaSkin Organic Skincare. Did I miss?
You said you were an architect.
Yes.
By profession.
Yes.
And now you're in business.
Now I'm a beauty entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yes.
How did that start? And where did you start?
So I studied architecture for 7 years. And the first 2 years, that's when I realized that I'm passionate about beauty. So we had this, in second year, we went for 6 months in service training. And in that 6 months, I realized that a 9-to-5 is not for me. I was depressed. I was like, this is not what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Then after that, I started my makeup business. I've always been passionate about makeup. I started using makeup in high school because I was hiding my birthmark because I was bullied. Then that's when I started experimenting with makeup. So in second year, after I realized that a 9-to-5 is not for me, I then said, I'm going to do this makeup thing as a business. I started doing makeup for graduations in varsity, weddings, birthday parties, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. So you start, and you start in varsity, you start doing makeup artist, you become a makeup artist for graduations, etc. But you're not the only one. So what are some of the challenges that you then face when you start? Because you are not the only one that's doing makeup. They could go to someone else. Take us through some of those challenges that you went through when you started this business.
The makeup business
the
or
makeup
this
business.
one, the current,
Yeah.
the makeup business.
And then you can share with the other one as well.
I think doing a business like that during varsity, you're not doing it as your main source of income. It's just extra money on the side. So it's not like I was reliant on it, but I used the advantage of looking like this when I go to school. I was that girl that wore full-on makeup when I went to classes, and people couldn't understand, how can you study such a difficult thing where we barely have time for ourselves, but you manage to look like what they used to call a slay queen at school. But I used my face as the marketing tool because there are numbers of students at varsity, and when they see your face like that, of course they're going to want to know where you did your makeup, and that's how I marketed my business. So I used my advantage of being in such a big space like a varsity campus to market myself with my own face.
Sure. So I can imagine, like, we're just going to varsity. Joe, hey, I wanna call someone there, Joe. Like, it's hectic. And you just mentioned that, they would call you things like Slay Queen. How do you then, as an entrepreneur, you're then starting and you're having to deal with Batwatoring? We get or you think that you're better, you're now starting this business. How do you deal with that negative criticism that you're getting from people, those negative opinions?
I think with me, I've always had the confidence, and the hard work in me has always been instilled. So I knew that nothing can throw me off because I know that I work hard. I mean, the course that I studied is hard enough. for you to let other people's opinion matter to you. So of course I had a certain image that I portrayed, but me knowing that I'm working hard and I'm working towards a vision has always kept me confident. I really don't care about what people say, honestly.
Sure. Yeah, you can clap. You can clap. That's, yeah. Because when you do start, yeah, it's tough. And your strategies that you use to build your brand and attract your customers, what are some of those strategies? Because, you've got an idea you want to start, but how do you build your brand? How do you get customers on board? How do you start making money? What are some of those strategies that you used?
So for that question, I'm going to use my current business, the skin organics, the skincare products, not the makeup one, because that's another side hustle. But my main business is KebaaSkin Organics. And how do I, please ask the question?
You build the brand. So how do you build that brand awareness? So, KebaaSkin Organics.
Okay. So what I started with when I launched my business on the 18th of April 2021. By the way, I named the business after my late mother, Kebakai, who I lost to COVID in December 2020. That the following year, on her birthday, I launched KebaaSkin Organics. Because it was still during COVID, many people would think you're crazy launching a skincare business during those times, because people don't care about skincare and self-care at that time. People just want to survive. I used influencer marketing because at that moment, Instagram or online platforms were the platforms that you could market your business on, because interaction was limited. So I used Instagram. I sent products to influencers on Instagram for them to unbox and use and talk about on their platforms, and that really helped my business at that time.
Fantastic. You start out your business needs money. Right? When you start out, you need the money. So how did you then finance your business in the early stages? Like obviously, like Gautoli Makeup Mahala. How do you then finance that business? And what's your advice to other entrepreneurs who are saying, Matshepo, I need funding to start. Where do I go? Please advise and share.
Okay. Excuse me. So during my second year so after I graduated from architecture, I then went on to the master's program. I did my first year, and the second year I dropped out. But I was on a bursary, and from this bursary I saved 3,000 Rand every month for a year. And this was just for me to save. I wanted to buy a car at that time. And my dad said to me, whatever you save, I'm going to double it. So at the end, I dropped out. Okay, the savings were there. My dad doubled the money. My mom passed away.
Sure.
I took those savings, said to my dad, Dad, I promised to buy a car one day, but I need to use this money to start my business. And he said, go ahead. So I took the savings and started the business.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a bit about...
you said I must advise.
Yes.
So I'm going to say this for me was a blessing, or like, I don't know if my mom was saying, you did the right thing, let me bless you more. But I started my business with those savings, and 6 months later, I won funding 2 times more. So I got my money back double in 6 months. So I pitched for funding, and that's my thank you so much. And that's my advice to the entrepreneurs. Money is there, guys. Money is available. There's competitions like this. There's programs. There's CEDA. There's Hollywood Bets, which I got funding from. Banks are giving away. Like there has never been a time like now for entrepreneurs in South Africa. And my advice is take the advantage. The money is there. Just comply. Keep your business up to standard, and just apply for those. It's free. You have nothing to lose, but you have a lot to gain. Thank you.
Sure. Guys, feel free to clap. This is the best time for an entrepreneur to be alive, right?
Yeah, in South Africa, definitely.
The money is there.
Yeah.
Networking. Yeah. Let's talk about networking. You go to the events. How important has networking been in your business, starting small and growing big?
So what I always prioritize is putting myself in spaces that I envision myself in. So for example, I have this manifestation thing that I live by. like a vision board type of thing, where I would say, I want to see myself presenting at that hotel, or being invited to such and such. Then I would go to that place, get the feel, manifest, see the type of people that go there, and just acclimatize myself to such spaces. Or they would be like, there's an event, so-and-so is coming. I know chances of me talking to that person are very low, but I believe in the power of, what can I call it? Like going to spaces that you envision yourself being in.
It's like the law of attraction.
Yes, the power of attraction, that one day you might not speak to, for example, Vusi Tembegwayo today, but definitely there's going to be the time will come for you to meet them and have like a proper interaction or conversation. So I manifest, acclimatize myself to those spaces and put myself out there. If I know there's a networking event somewhere or business seminar, I register, I go. Even if it's not money related, there's no funding involved, but being in those spaces and talking to those people, you are going to find opportunities in such spaces. You might not get the 1 million on that day, but there's someone who can connect you to someone that will one day give your business funding.
One day. So manifest, even if you don't have the money, just go there and get the fee.
Yeah, I do that.
Manifest. Powerful. Let's talk about 2 more questions, and then we're going to open it up to the floor. Some of you might have questions for Matshepo. Your product, how do you maintain that quality consistently as your business is growing daily?
So with any industry, there's compliance, there's standards, and there's quality assurance procedures that you have to go through. So I made sure, because it's hard for people, especially from the hood that you grow up, for people to trust that, okay, Matshepo is going to give us a skin product that works. Like, people don't trust that it's quality, that will work. Some are like, it's gonna burn our skin and whatnot. So I made sure that I familiarize myself with the compliance and standards that come with a skincare business. So I made sure that I get my products tested. And again, CEDA offers this for product-related businesses, where they give you 60,000 Rand to test your product. So CEDA tested 5 of my products for me with the SABS. And I made sure that I trademark my brand as well, because I have a vision. I know it's going. So get all the compliance things ready now, so that when it gets there, you don't struggle with anything that might be needed for you to export and whatnot. So I make sure that compliance is in check. And I look at what other big brands are doing. So I'm someone who, I'm very creative. So every year I have this thing in me that I just feel like changing my logo, because I see the world is moving in this direction. The world is moving into clean beauty, minimalistic look. So I always make sure that I am up to date with what people are looking for. And I envision my product on these shelves, like your Woolworths, your Checkers and whatnot. I'm like, if I want my business to get there, it has to look the part. So that's how I make sure that the quality is always up to standard.
Fantastic. Just one last question before we open it up to the public. Your advice to young entrepreneurs in the room who aspire to grow their businesses like you've grown your business. Yeah. It's still at like level 1, but they want to get to level 3. What's your advice to them? It's three advice that you can give to them.
So my first advice is...
Say it.
Apply, register, enroll. Like, I'm that person that if I go on, you know how social media algorithms will always show you the things that you Google the most. If I see the word entrepreneurial development or competition or whatnot, I apply. Whether even I don't meet the requirements. I'm going to make an example with the recent pitching competition that I did with Standard Bank. I'm sorry for mentioning a competitor. But one of their requirements was that you have to make, I don't remember their turnover. It was very high, it was unrealistic. I was like, there's no way I'm going to make it. But I applied. I sent my 2-minute pitch. I was like, if they choose me, there's nothing to, if they don't, I'm losing nothing. They chose me. I was in the top 10. I pitched with businesses that make like millions. And I was the only baby there. But I pitched and I was a finalist. And this is what I'm saying, that even if you didn't get the money that day, someone in the audience who will one day remember your name somewhere will remember that Matshepo was there and they will call you. So apply, register, enroll. You can never get enough knowledge in this business thing. Things are always changing and evolving. So always apply, enroll for these courses. It also builds your profile. When you send your company profile and people see that you have a certificate in business, this business, that you participated in this pitch, they see that you're invested in developing yourself. My second advice is work on your personal branding and personal mastery. So know your strengths, know your weaknesses. People have this thing, I know as entrepreneurs, we always start with, you just want to be everywhere and everywhere all the time. But align yourself with the spaces that do what you do. There's a course here, music or a festival, or they want arts and crafts people, but you know you're not into that, but you go. You're not going to gain much. Align yourself with spaces that do what you do, or you know you're going to find people that do what you do, and yes, align your brand in that way. I will also say, have a vision board. I have a vision board. I have 2 vision boards. I have my master, the big one, where I put it my prayer corner, and I have one on my phone. This always reminds you where you want to go. And you feel bad when the year ends and you're not ticking off anything because you feel like I've been stagnant. So having a vision board also helps with that power of manifestation. I can't tell you how many things I've ticked off. I forget that I once put this on my vision board, but when it happens, then I go back. I'm like, this happened. This is what I wanted, and now it's here. So have a vision board, manifest, and stay prayerful. You need to be spiritually fit in the entrepreneurial journey because it's not an easy one. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to open it up to... You are the first. I'm opening up only to 3.
Okay.
I chose to do the job. I mean, I've seen like 7 hands. But my sister, 1. There's another lady that I saw 2. 3. One guy.
It's a 5.
Because of time, I've got 1 guy. No, your hand was up, my brother. Yeah. You still here, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, she's still here. All right, so the 4. Team, this. All right. Please come. Please come. Please come, my sister. My brother, please come. All right, so time. Your name. Please get straight to the question. Matshepo is here.
Hi, Matshepo.
Hello.
My name is Tulani Maseko, and the question that I have for
Just wait a bit, can you hear? Lamut. Can we get the mic? 1, 2.
Hello?
Yep.
Okay.
Fantastic.
The question that I have for you, you said that you are a qualified architect. I'm also a professional. So I would like to know what advice would you give to someone that is branching into business, a professional? Ne? That's the first one. The second one, you spoke about getting funding from CETA and all those things. Can you just quickly elaborate on the actual steps that you took in order to get that funding? Because we go to those places and we get there and you're told that the list is 10 million people long, so you can't actually be a part of that program. So what are the actual steps that you took?
So, okay. So as someone wanting to branch out from being a professional to business, I would then ask, are you branching out to a business that's related to your industry, or this is like your passion? It's your passion. What I did with architecture is that I made sure that I take lessons or skills or whatever I was taught there to implement in my business, especially the design part. So the graphic design part and the creativity part, more than anything, has helped me become the creative entrepreneur that I am. I would say balance the two. It's a risk to do what I did because I've never worked in my life. I went straight to business, and yeah, the rest is history. But I would say if you have a job, save. Save for your passion. Find ways to explore your passion in your free time until you're financially fit to leave your profession to venture into your passion. That's my advice for that. And take the skills that you've learned in your profession, implement it in running your passion or your business. The second question about funding. So what I do is I don't just go for government funding. And the government funding that I've gotten was through competition. I didn't go and apply for funding because I know that can be a hectic process. So I go mostly for pitching competitions because that one is guaranteed. Even though they make you wait, but you will get it because you won. You were on stage. And also venture into different industries. So you can look for funding by banks, governmental institutions, private companies and all. So I go everywhere. Where I see the word funding, winning, I apply. So I don't limit myself to the long process government ones. And to a certain extent, I really don't go for those because I know the process can be hectic.
Thank you.
Hi.
Next question.
Hi, Matshepo. My question is, most entrepreneurs and small businesses actually start, they have an idea and they start, they have funding, they get funding, and it works out and becomes successful. And then they get to struggle with SARS. So I just want to understand, as a small business or as an entrepreneur, how do you deal with SARS and e-filing, and what tips would you give to small enterprises when it comes to SARS? What are the lookouts for SARS so that when they grow, then they don't get to have a problem with SARS and then they need to start from the bottom again? That's my question.
Thank you. Good question.
So what I can tell you, and to be brutally honest, when we start our businesses as small businesses, compliance and SARS is the least of our worries because we feel like we're still small. No man, I'll get an accountant once I'm like making more money and whatnot. And I will say to you, Linda, it's something that I experienced, and yeah, I would say it's a lesson. When you venture into business, early your first time, some things you won't get right. You learn along the way. So I do use, so this now comes to the people that you keep around. How you have friends that are accountants, you have friends that did financial management. I use those people because Linda, they use me. You know? So I use those people and we help each other. So when it comes to the compliance, to be honest with you, I outsource. I go to people that fully understand the system. When I do have time, I try to navigate such platforms for myself and just get the basics. But while I'm still small like this, I do ask for help. You have a follow-up question? Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm here at the back. Just for time.
Okay.
So that we don't have a dialogue. Matshepo's still here.
Okay.
We can follow up. Can we have the third question, please?
Hi, Matshepo. My name is Catherine. And my question is like, I'm from a village, and we all know that Mafikeng is surrounded by villages. And so, let's say I want to venture into this beauty industry. It's so difficult for us like to, like, network, to be with YouTube and learn all these things, traveling like, for me to get here, it was difficult. So do you guys like give out like, you take your knowledge to these villages and like for us who are interested to be in this beauty industry?
So what I've always committed myself to doing is I'm very big on community engagement and giving back. So not only do I run my business, my beauty business, but I go to, whenever there's like a program for kids, mentorship for school kids. So I'm big on working with people who are passionate. I also host my women empowerment seminars where I invite aspiring entrepreneurs to come learn also, where I share my experiences with them and they also share experiences with me because you can never stop learning. So what I do in my community is that I make sure that I go back and give someone else knowledge and my experience and beauty tips and whatnot. In future, yes, I would love to do like road shows where I host my entrepreneurial seminars around the province and around the country. But at this point, I'm starting small, but you just gave me a business idea, so I'll make sure that I come to Mafikeng soon. Thank you.
Hello, Matshepo. My name is Achisanan Skaf. I'm from Gero Autospace. My question is, how is your business aligned with the FDA Act, which is the regulatory for cosmetic act? And what is that you can describe as the biggest challenge actually that you are facing as a woman, as a black woman? Thank you.
Okay, so with the beauty industry in South Africa, compliance, to be honest, is not that strict. As your business grows, you then, because when you want to get into different markets or stores or exporting, that's when you would consider other regulatory bodies or compliance. But at this point, I'm working with SABS and the cruelty-free, yes, the one that works with cruelty-free products. And I'm going to upgrade as I go into traditional retail markets, like entering your Checkers, your Pick n Pays and stuff. But at this moment, I'm not there yet. Second questions. As a black woman, when I'm in my element, when I'm in my passion, when I'm in what I feel like I was born to do, I don't see gender. I tell myself that I belong in spaces. I've been in spaces where it's just old Afrikaner men, and where you'd see that there is linyatso and stuff. But I always tell myself, Matshepo, if you didn't belong here, you wouldn't be here. So own it. So that's what I do. I don't see myself as a black woman. I see myself as an entrepreneur that belongs in these spaces.
Fantastic. Own it. All right, did you enjoy? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Matshepo Molotsi from KebaaSkin Organics. Thank you so much for coming and sharing.
It's a pleasure.
What we'd like you to do is, first and foremost, please stand right in the center.
Yeah.
We're going to take just look straight into that camera.
Which one?
I want to and your skin cosmetics is there, so thank you. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming and for sharing.